Welcome to Certain's Event Advisor webinar. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to jump right in. I'm pleased to introduce our speakers, Paige Trimble and Kristen Alexander. Kristen, over to you.
Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our webinar today. I'm Kristen. I have been a CMO of rapidly growing startups, and I've run marketing teams for Fortune 100 companies. And now I'm helping companies integrate AI into their systems, and really excited to join you today to talk about Event Advisor. Event Advisor is exciting. I'm going to talk about how it's meaningful to your business in a few minutes. I also wanted to invite my co-panelist, Paige Trimble, for an introduction as well. We're going to kind of ping pong back and forth today and talk about why this is exciting for both marketers and event professionals, because really Event Advisor is able to deliver not only an amazing attendee experience, which is important to all of us, but also drive business outcomes. And we're increasingly under pressure to do that. So, Paige, turning it over to you.
I was on mute. Hey, Kristen. Good morning. Glad to be here. My name is Paige Trimble. I'm an account executive here at Certain. Happy to play the role today of, the events uh, side of things. But I wanted to start off with a quick poll, and you should see that on your screen now. It's about your 2026 priorities. And the question is, what are your top event priorities in 26? And you can choose up to three answers. Just kind of get a feel, and we'll take 30 seconds here while people start to answer. And then I'll end the poll after everyone's answered and show the results. All right, we've got some answers still coming in. All right, so let me display the results here. So it looks like 59% are trying to increase efficiency and impact with limited budgets, which is very interesting. Second is personalizing attendee experience, and then automating event operations. Very cool. We'll be asking some other polls throughout the webinar. But yeah, as a director of events here today, I want to say that my inbox is full of AI tools. But I really need something that actually makes my life easier and makes my attendees happier, right? So I got some tough questions for you today, Kristen, that I hope you're ready for.
Great. Well, it was exciting to see that over half of all attendees say that providing an excellent attendee experience is top of mind, as well as driving efficiency. And we all know that by integrating AI into our workflow, we can drive that efficiency as a partner with us, kind of that co-pilot concept. And Event Advisor delivers on that. So what I'm showing you first is the attendee experience, and we're going to talk through what it's like to experience Event Advisor as an attendee. Then we're going to move on to the event planner or marketer experience and go through everything you can configure in the back end, including how the AI recommendation engine works and how, as the orchestrator of the event, you can tune that AI model to exactly suit your needs. We're going to go through those three sections, and then we're going to answer some Q&A at the end. And if you have questions now that you want to throw in the chat, so we have those teed up for that end section, please do that. We want this to be, a conversation with you. And so go ahead, and we have some folks who are on the webinar who can even answer sort of in the background. So this is your typical event page where we have content that is completely branded, in your brand guidelines and for your event, with all of your content to deliver directly to the attendee. And right below this hero section, we have Event Advisor, which is this widget here, which we're calling a widget. We've also called it an application. And this section is completely configurable by your brand. So all of the colors, the fonts, the words, everything that appears for a session, the tags are all configurable by you. And we're going to get into that in a few minutes. But what's amazing about this is as an attendee, I start at the beginning of the event page and immediately I have sessions that are automatically recommended for me. And the way the AI works is it's looking not only at my profile as an attendee, from my job title to my organization, maybe the team that I'm working on, as well as everyone in my company and what they've expressed as interests, and anything that I have personally expressed as an interest in the registration process. So maybe I answered some questions about my pain point or what I'm most excited to experience at an event. All of that will contribute to my recommendations here. I'm going to go into some of the features of this that I experience as an attendee. I just wanted to show you that this is the complete event page. So everything else that you would share about your event and you wanted your attendees to experience on your event page is all within this section. One other thing I wanted to point out is this widget can be placed anywhere where you are reaching your attendees. So in this case, it's on the event website, but it could also be on your mobile app, and it works with any event technology. So in this case, of course, it's sitting on top of certain, but if you're using some other event management technology, either for your mobile app or for your event management capabilities, Event Advisor as an AI recommendation engine can sit on top of that technology as well.
Cool.
So what I wanted to show you first is session recommendations. You can see here we're enabled on sessions, and I have a few recommendations that have come up for me. If I click into any session, I can see a little bit more of the details, and I can, of course, add this to my schedule. This is the closing panel on the road ahead for events. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to my schedule, and we're going to look a little later and see where this appeared for me. So it's as easy as just being able to do this straight from the registration page, which is great. And I'm going to close out of this here. Then I'm also able to filter and look at recommendations in other ways. So you'll see that there are some keywords connected to each session. For example, sustainability or event recommendation. And I can filter by keyword, or I could filter by category. And I wanted to show those features to you now. So for example, I can look at all of the session recommendations by organization, by my core interests, by my job title. If I click on those now, you can see how those recommendations will change. I can also look at them by keyword. So if I just do popular searches and I look at, let's type in a keyword here, data-driven lead gen, and I search, I will see all of the sessions that appear based on that keyword. Another cool feature, and I can type anything here. I could, if you wanted, for example, to feature certain themes, and I was already educated on those themes, I could type in those themes as a keyword, as an example. I could also speak anything. Show me sessions on leadership and innovation. And all of the related sessions that are, focused on that area will show up in Event Advisor. And again, this is something that's really cool as a marketer, where as you're marketing your event to your attendees, you're driving certain product interests, certain keynote interests, other types of content. As an attendee, then I have a quick shortcut way to get to the content that is most important to me. In addition, I have a very quick way to build my agenda. So if you pull up here, if you remember, we clicked through to see that closing panel, we were going to add that to my schedule just a minute back. And that's already on my schedule here. And anything that I have already registered for or updated to my schedule will show here in a daily view. Again, straight from the event website, which is really convenient as an attendee. But in addition, all my recommendations show on the right. And um, if something is personally recommended for me because of my profile, you can give it an extra sort of boost, like a banner, where you're trying to feature that session for the attendee. I can choose now to move these sessions onto my schedule if I want to do that. Um, Another thing that I can do here is if I go to a day, say I don't have a lot of time and I don't want to spend a lot of time on sessions right now,
Mhm.
I could actually go to a day that I haven't decided what I want to attend and fill my day. And when I use that feature, what's really awesome is I just say fill my day, I confirm, and my entire schedule is booked. So I've planned now in advance for the event. And then if I want to go in and I decide I want to remove something from my calendar or I have a double booking of my personal meetings, then I can adjust my agenda from there.
That's cool. So, Kristen, I heard you mention that event advisors for sessions, exhibitors, and networking. What do the exhibitor recommendations look like?
Yes. So I can actually click here and look exactly at exhibitors. And I can see all of the exhibitors that will be at the event. And I can certainly, scroll through and experience who those exhibitors are. I can even go to dedicated product pages that they're using to feature, the content or the thought leadership from the experience they're creating at your event. I could also search by keyword. So if I type in CRM as an example, and I want to see all of the exhibitors that have some sort of CRM offering I'm interested in learning about, I can do that. And then another thing that I can do, also talking about efficiency and saving time for the attendees, I can just right here from this experience, favorite the exhibitors that I want to plan to meet with, and then later schedule one-on-one demos with them. So that's here's the favorite button here. So that's a very convenient experience for attendees as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's really slick. Um, so love the attendee experience. How does my team make all that happen on the back end? I think that's probably what I love the way it looks for the attendees. How does it look for, in the back for the
Yes. So
planners?
let's get into the event planner marketer experience, which
Okay.
is over here connected in your this is a standalone application that again can sit on top of any event technology. So this is what this experience looks like. And if you use Certain as an event professional, then this will be connected from your main portal in that area so that you can navigate here and set up Event Advisor. You can see from this view, I have a bunch of menu options on the left. I'm going to get into some of these. I'm going to cover what the event planner experience is for building Event Advisor application or widget. I'm going to show you a little bit of the email module very briefly, filters, and the AI model settings at the end. You can see here that if you've saved a certain template for, let's just say you have different event series throughout the year and they all have slightly different branding, you can save those templates here. I'm just going to go ahead and edit the first template, and this is where we're going to play around. So this is actually a representation of the Event Advisor module that you saw in the attendee experience. And what I can do from this view is I can play with how the content appears. So I can look in sessions, for example, and I can configure the session template. This allows me to play with dynamic fields that I want to include, play with all of the formatting, and I can apply that here. And then once I've set that up, I might save that template for my team to use. And that's where I have a number of templates that I can use for my team. So I might have, tens or more templates that my team will use based on event series. All of this is configurable. You can have circle buttons, you can have square, you can have different fonts and colors, whatever fits best with your brand is configurable. And I'm gonna show you the ultimate configurability in just a second. You can just get a preview of what your session details will look like. And then you can play with some other configuration. For example, if you wanted to show attendees be transparent about how the AI is working, which is something that I think many brands feel they should have transparency, you can turn on this reason code. So when a session is being recommended to an attendee, they can see why it's being recommended for them because they've expressed a particular interest or responded to a survey or poll, or because of their job title or their company has that interest. You can also use these AI keywords or not. And in addition to, so this is what the AI model is pulling in terms of keywords. This is really nice because as an event planner, you don't have to tag every single session. You can just turn on AI keywords and it will tag all of the sessions for you. But if you wanted to create custom tags, for example, you might want to separate all of your sessions by product because you want to learn what products are best fit for your attendees or promote certain product demos to attendees. You can configure these tags and use them for product or use them for solution or use them for something else that's important to your business. Maybe, for example, you're categorizing your attendees by the number one outcome they're trying to drive for their business, kind of similar to the poll we asked at the beginning of the webinar. And you can do that right here. And in addition to being able to configure all of this content for sessions, you can configure the same content for exhibitors. So for exhibitors, you also have the template view. You can save those templates just like, we looked at for the sessions. And then you can preview the details. You can show a reason code why an exhibitor is being recommended to you. And same with AI keywords and tags as well.
Okay, so you configure the sessions and the exhibitors. I think that all looks great. How do I change the branding? I need to conform completely to my brand guidelines. As you know,
Yes.
it's a big deal for me.
That is so important. And so there's a number of options that you have. I'm going to go through some quickly and I'll spend a little time on others. Labels, for example, any of the words here that you want to change, any of the buttons, those are completely configurable. Also, you can play with the theme, the color guidelines. I just want to show you that this is real time, which is really nice too. So you can configure right here exactly how everything looks. So for example, if I want to change this primary highlight navy color and I want, to play in the blues, I can do that. Nothing, everything is a click to save, which means I can play, and if I want to revert anything, it's very easy for me to do that. I can apply filters. We're going to go into this in the filter section a little bit, but to show you one, I can create some exclusion categories. So maybe I only want to show certain types of sessions to the attendee base and exclude others. And I can create those filters and then apply them to the widget here. I'll show you how to create the filters in just a few minutes.
Okay.
And then when I talked about ultimate configurability, we also have the option here right in this experience where you can see the complete CSS styling. You can make changes inline here and have them reflected so you can see them, similar to how I just showed you color. Or you can, make the changes in your favorite editor and just paste them here and they'll be reflected in this event advisor widget as well. So again, this is really designed to use AI in a smart way that creates efficiency, creates a great attendee experience, and gives you a quick win for how to apply AI to your business in an easy way that makes an impact.
My design team will love that advanced styling. That's awesome. And what about mobile? Does this all work on mobile?
Great question. Yes. So this event advisor widget is mobile responsive, which means any screen size that you use, whether it's on desktop or mobile, it will automatically adapt. And all of the motions are edited so it makes sense for the device that you're using. So instead of this carousel view, you would have a swipe view for sessions, as an example.
Okay, awesome. Um, all right, so earlier you mentioned that the event planner can configure how the AI works. Will you show me that?
I will show you that. I am going to show two other quick things
Okay,
first, and then I'm going to get into the AI model.
all right.
The first thing I want to show you is just that, yes, I want to leave without saving. Just that also from Event Advisor directly, if you wanted to send emails, you can. This is another example where this is completely configurable. I'm not going to design an email here, but I just wanted to show you a good use case for this is if you wanted to make a session recommendation for day 2 of an event and it's day 1 and you want to send an email to all of your attendees for day 2 or a subset to recommend a keynote or some activity in the evening, you can send an email straight from here to do that. The other thing I wanted to mention about Event Advisor is all of this is happening in what it enables is action happening in real time.
Hmm.
So if you want to recommend sessions again on day 2 or day 3 based on what the experience is everyone is having, you can do that. And that's something that's, if you want to then, aggregate this data by tag and learn who's most interested in product content based on attendance, you can do that as well. So using Event Advisor to unlock real-time signals for your business is also a really important use case that this delivers. I spoke a little bit about filters. I showed you the filter category on the right where you could add a keynote filter. I actually went ahead and pre-configured this before the webinar. So I set up a filter that allows me to recommend sessions, all the sessions except for keynotes. And
Ah,
so
cool.
I want the sessions to show everything except for keynotes because I already know that it's open invitation and everyone's going to come for the keynotes.
Mm,
I can play around in here. I could, another kind of filter I could apply, I could hide sessions with full capacity so that attendee experience is also great. Like I'm not recommending something to you that is already full. I could hide sessions you've already attended, for example, or sessions that are in the past. There's ultimate configurability here in terms of the filters that I could create as well. And now to answer your question, Paige, I'm going to get into the AI model. So it's important that as an event planner, marketer, whoever's building your event experience, that you feel confident that the AI is delivering exactly what you want to deliver for the attendee experience. So what we've enabled you to do, two things I want to show off here. And if anyone wants like a very detailed demo of the AI, we are certainly willing to do that and happy to do that following the webinar. And it might be, different by customer interest. But I want to show you two key things here. One is how you can influence the AI model and all of the fields that it considers, and then the results of any changes that you make. So when we go into customization, you can see that we can edit attendee fields, we can edit session fields. And some of these fields make a lot of sense to be contributing to the AI model, and some of them might only make sense sometimes, and most often they don't.
hmm.
We allow you to have a very simple decision set so that it doesn't get too complicated and you're not concerned with whether or not you're, messing up the AI in some way or you haven't considered every factor. So what we do is we allow you to boost a field or exclude a field. And this is your way of contributing to say, this field is really important to me in terms of the sessions I recommend, the exhibitors I recommend, or any networking, which we're going to talk about at the end that I recommend. And then we allow you to exclude fields as well. So you can see here, it's very clear which fields have been boosted. So in this case, a boosted field is which outcomes make this event a success for you. And you can see over here on the right that any changes you make are reflected, and this is clearly marked as a boosted field. I might want to add another boosted field. Maybe I want to boost this field. And let's see, maybe I want to boost your job title because already as an event planner, I know that, I have my personas and I know which types of sessions I expect my attendees to go to based on persona. And I'm trying to drive that experience so that we're getting the business outcomes we expect, and I can save those changes. And then what you'll see in the field influence section is all the fields that are contributing to the AI model ranked by importance. And then I can show that for the attendee profile as well as the session. And if I want to see how this has changed in the model based on any changes I've made, I can go into the historical trend and I can see where fields rank currently and maybe where they've ranked previously. And I can see for the model, all of the fields that have been boosted or excluded. And so that's a nice way. I didn't make a ton of changes, so I don't think there's much of a delta here. But if you spend time with this, which I have, you will see how that influences the model. And then you can play around yourself as the planner to see the sessions that are recommended and edit and alter based on that. So that's a really nice, I feel like this strikes a really nice balance between being able to influence the model, but not being burdened by the work that it takes to influence the model.
Yeah. Is the model getting better over time? Like,
It is.
how do I know it's getting better? Like,
Yeah, that's a really great question. So let's talk about how the AI recommendations work. They are pulling from your profile. They are pulling from any sessions that you've registered for. So as you continue to register for sessions, the model is getting smarter and smarter about your interests. It's also getting smarter and smarter about the collective interests. So everyone who shares this job title and everyone who is attending from this company, it's aggregating that intelligence to get smarter over time. It also is getting smarter and smarter by what you express as a personal interest. So, for example, if you've answered any questions on the registration form, such as what you're trying to accomplish at the event, what your goals are, or what your pain points are, or what products you're interested in, or exhibitors you're interested in meeting with, it's getting smarter from those answers. And it also is looking in your past activity. So any sessions that you've attended before, events you've attended before, it pulls all of that data and compounds to make the recommendations as dialed in as possible.
that's cool. Now we actually have like a reason, it seems, to ask a lot of interesting questions during registration so we can feed the model, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it really helps you think through then as the planner or the marketer, what's important for me to learn.
Hmm.
And not only that, I feel like Event Advisor gives you a really great connective tissue for your go-to-market teams because all of a sudden you can share with sales that you're recommending the product demo or deep dive case study session that exactly helps them build relationships. And you're doing the
Hmm.
same for customer success. And if you need to influence actions then in real time at the event, like for example, suggest meeting certain people that will help them learn more about a product, like a solutions engineer, for example, as the event planner or marketer, you can use this technology to take that step. And it's just connecting everyone so that everyone feels like they're on the same go-to-market team and they're enabled by technology. It's working with them to help drive the best outcome.
Hmm. It's amazing. Thanks for showing me.
Yes. So I think I covered most of the experience that I wanted to show off from the event planner and also marketer perspective. Now we were going to talk a little bit about, I think, Angela, we were going to show a little bit about what's coming with networking, and we were also going to handle some of the FAQs that might be coming in.
with us.
And I can just cover networking right now. So basically, when we were looking at the event planner experience, we saw the session widget and the exhibitor widget. The networking recommendations work exactly the same as those widgets. It's just that instead of recommending a session or an exhibitor, it actually recommends folks for you to meet with. So those can be folks from your company, those can be folks from exhibitors. It's the best fit folks that are being recommended. And networking is in development now, and it'll be the third feature of Event Advisor. Here it is here.
Oh, yeah.
If you,
There it is. Thanks.
yeah,
Thanks, Angela,
and
for pulling that up so fast.
yeah. And so if you wanted to, again, get a deeper dive of how this networking feature works, we can certainly do this following the webinar with anyone who's interested. This is a really nice value again for not just the attendee experience, but working with sales and working with customer success and any of your other customer facing teams who want to make sure that we're getting our attendees in front of the right folks exactly when you can make an impact live, face to face. So this is again just it reinforces and delivers the value proposition of Event Advisor.
So thank you so much for joining us today. Kristen, thank you so much for walking us through Event Advisor. Really exciting stuff. Excited about the future that we have coming.
Thanks, Paige, for asking me some great questions. And we look forward to speaking with everyone soon. Have a wonderful week.